Hey guys, today I'm going to be doing my out-of-box review for the 1/144 scale Strike Eagle. So as you can see here, this is not a Gundam. Once again, this is made by Kotobukiya instead of Bandai, and this is from the series Muv-Luv Alternative. Instead, again, it's not from Gundam, so we're going to be taking a look at this here today. As I said at the beginning of the year, I do want to show you guys some more non-Gundam stuff this year, so this is going to be one of the things here, and it's pretty cool, pretty nice kit. It's very monochrome in its color scheme. It's going to be very this like grayish blue, very though like realistic, kind of militaristic kind of color, I think. And as you can see here, there is also going to be some pre-printed parts. If you saw in the unboxing, you saw that we had some pre-printed kind of decals here on the waist section, the shoulders there. So that's pretty cool. But you're probably going to be painting this kit, I would imagine, if you buy this kit. So really not going to do you too much good there. I really wish that those decals would have been provided just as a small little sheet of 3 little water slide decals for those, so that way you can put them on after painting. Having them pre-printed basically means that they're pretty much useless and there's no way to get those markings on there without having to go through some sort of third-party seller. I haven't seen any sort of like Muv-Luv water slide decal set with like maybe a bunch of different water slide decals for a bunch of the different Muv-Luv kits. I have never seen that, but I imagine that would be very useful if Kotobukiya produced that, but as far as I know, they don't. So just taking a look around the key here, we do have some really cool weapons for this, which we'll take a look at in a moment. But you can see there's those really cool, very fish-like. Just from the pictures, they didn't look that fish-like to me, but then like after building them, I'm like, man, these really look like just a couple of big fish attached onto the back of this thing. So yeah, there's that. They're really cool though. I think a really interesting design. In terms of the colors, just going back to that once again, the colors are for the most part pretty accurate. The only thing that's really missing is a bunch of small little orange color apps, basically like inside the knee joint, and then a couple really small ones like on top of the head, and in the weapons, the cameras for the weapons, on the fish part on the back, there's a couple small little orange color apps. But that's pretty much it. But with this being a Kotobukiya kit, there is going to be a little bit more modeling work that you're going to have to do if you're going to want to like fully complete and paint this kit. Just to also remind you again, if you didn't see the unboxing, here on the face, that I just knocked off the chin part there. But the eyes, or kind of visor there, is we have a little bit of pre-painting. It's just a little gold strip of paint just going around there for the eyes. Here on the chest, there's 1, 2, 3 clear orange parts that just fit inside the chest part there. So you'll have to do some masking there if you want to keep those nice and shiny clear when you're painting this. Now overall, really nice sharp details around on everywhere. Here in the shoulders, I really like this detail just up inside the shoulder there. So everything's looking really good. One thing is like my biggest complaint about this kit is the way the arms, the shoulder joints are made. The arms just come out super easily like that. These are basically just like resting in there by gravity. I could have this assembled wrong in some way, possibly, but as far as I can tell, I don't. Those are just supposed to sit in there and they're just kind of like really floppy inside of there. You have to position them, you have to get them like wedged in just right for them to stay in place like that. Again, something that you can fix with glue, and you know, it's not too much work to have to fix that, but it's just kind of weird that they were made like that. I think the reason is because it allows you to bring the arms out really far forward like that. Even still, it's not like super far, but I think that's what they were intending to do, trying to give you a good shoulder movement there. But then the shoulder part itself is really going to go up about that much. You can bring the arm up to fit inside the shoulder armor about that high. The elbow is going to give you more than 90 degrees, but not too much there. And then here you can see a big seam line on that. There's also going to be one on the top of the shoulder there as well. See, this arm is just not going to stay in place. One thing I do like about the wrist is that the wrist is connected kind of off center. So you see like the way the hand is, it's like a little bit, if I put the just hand straight there, as I was saying, As I if you put the hand just straight, you can see it's off to the side, which is perfect for holding the weapon. So it's actually really, really good, really quite useful. And then when you just have the hand down, just straight like that, it doesn't look weird or out of place or anything with it being sort of like off to the side. So I think it works out really well actually. In the waist, we do have some nice waist crunch here, stomach crunch there, back and forth, nice range of movement, and then just a little bit of rotation there, but the way this is shaped, it's not a circle, it's an oval sort of shape, so it only will allow you to go side to side that much. These side skirts are going to move up and down like so. This front piece doesn't move at all. Then the legs are going to rotate just a little bit there at the top, just because of their fitting into a ball joint in there. And then you're going to get a nice bend here in the knee. About that much, more than 90 degrees, but again, not too much more. And then here in the ankles, you get a really nice ankle rock there side to side, going down about that much. Then you do have the toe part going down before the toe comes off just a little bit. And then up about to there. Some nice detail underneath on the foot as well. So the feet are pretty nice, going to work really well. We have this really huge knee section there. It's not individually articulated at all, it's just stuck onto the lower leg. So that's that, and see, this arm is just going to be driving me crazy the whole time. And then here for these back skirt parts, we can see these are able to rotate. There goes the other arm. Rotate there, and then you have some bend here at this part, so you can move those around in like all sorts of different ways. But they're really just going to be best fit to like just this particular position, just like the kind of standard position. If you want to move them a little bit more up, you can do something like that if you wanted to do a sort of like thrusting pose. So that's that, all really cool. And then here on the top and the back, you can see that is where we're going to attach our weapon racks. So we have two of those. They're just going to drop down into there like so, nice and tight. And the other one like that. And why don't we get his arms back in? So for our accessories, we have 3 of these alien creatures, and again, I haven't seen the series. I don't know anything about the series or the story, so I don't know what these are. But we have these 3 little figures here, so kind of interesting little like big face there, and then like a bunch of eyes on the head. Interesting, but yeah, got 3 of those molded in red. We have an open hand for the left hand, just 1, unfortunately, not 2. But it is a pretty nice looking open hand there, just for the left side. Then we have 2 of these combat knives. They're exactly the same. Again, really nicely detailed, very, very simple. These are just going to drop down into the hand, and I'm guessing I shouldn't have any trouble holding these. The fit is actually much tighter than I expected, but that's good. It's much better that it's tight. It's going to hold them very, very easily. So holding those knives won't be any problem. And then we have 2 of these rifles as well, so you can hold these again in the left and right hand. They don't have any pegs, they just slide down into the hand. No problem holding these as well. And then we have 2 grenade launchers as well. That's what I believe these are, which are just going to fit on there if you want to have that option. That is going to close up the hand, so you'll have to put the gun onto the hand first and then close this up around it. And so 2 of those, so you can have that on both sides, either or if you want. And these are going to fit onto the weapon racks in the back. There goes that arm again. Something like that. So it's pretty cool. You can mount up these rifles on the back when you're not using them. The knives, on the other hand, as far as I can tell, there's nowhere that you can store the knives anywhere on the kit, so it's kind of like you just have to be holding them, or you're just going to have to put them off to the side somewhere. Unfortunately, but really not all too bad. So that's it for all the accessories for the kit. All loaded up, it is going to be looking pretty cool there now with the rifles on the backpack as well. Knives in hand. It's going to look a whole lot better though, I think, once it's all done and like fully painted up and you've got the extra little orange accents in there all included. I think it's definitely going to look a lot better. Just now, just out of the box, it's really not going to look all that great, to be honest. It's very plain. It's all one color, basically. You do have the pre-printed decals on there, like I said, which is kind of nice. If you are just building this just out of the box, and with some panel lining, of course, it's going to help as well. But a lot of the panel lines here are very, very shallow. So, yeah, you might even want to like go even through the panel lines and I don't know, even like try to make some of the panel lines a little bit deeper if you want. You're just gonna have to make sure that you're gonna be careful when you're spraying this, not to fill in those panel lines, not to spray too much paint on there. Again, a little bit more modeling skill and experience is going to be required for building Kotobukiya kits usually in general, and I think with this kit is definitely another example of that. This is the first kit that I've ever built from the Muv-Luv series, so I didn't really have too much of an idea what to expect. I've built a couple of Kotobukiya kits, and I'll say it's definitely very in line with my experience with Kotobukiya so far. They're nice, but again, they're definitely going to require a little bit more work, so it's just something you do have to keep in mind. And here you can see in more of a sort of fast flying pose there. It's going to look really cool there with both of the rifles in hand. I really like the look and the design of those rifles is really cool. And again, as I said, the way the wrist is set up, it's really nice the way that it can hold that with no problems. With a lot of Gundam kits, rifles like that have a larger stock at the back of the rifle, it's really hard to get them to like hold them well, just because you're always having problems with that running into the arms or shoulders or this or that or whatever. So it's really nice that they've gone and handled that problem very nicely with this kit by offsetting those wrists. And again, really the only problem that I've been having with the kit so far is still just the arm in general. So in terms of like the stability, for the most part everything is pretty good. There are some parts that I would recommend you're definitely going to want to glue, like the part, you saw the chin like come off the head right away. So there is going to be a lot of parts on here that you are going to have to glue, but again, it just comes with the territory. But as you guys may know, when it comes down to how much I like a kit, a lot of it for me comes down to the ability to create really cool dynamic poses. I think posing for me is definitely a really big important thing. If the kit looks great, but then there's like no way to pose it at all, I'm looking at you, Master Grade V2 Verka Gundam, but yeah, looking great is like standing there is only one thing, but the ability to look great in some really cool poses is definitely an important thing as well. And this kit definitely can do that. As you can see, you're able to get some really cool dynamic poses out of this overall, so that definitely helps. The nice open hand there for the left hand works really nicely, and just the overall articulation is pretty good. I have to say, it does work really quite nicely. I do have two more kits from this series, two other 1/144 scale Muv-Luv kits, so maybe sometime over the course of this year, you'll also see those. I have quite a few non-Gundam kits that I want to be showing to you guys. I'm going to try to do at least one per month, so I'll try to get to the other Muv-Luv kits, but I mean, I'm assuming, and you can probably safely assume as well, is that they're all going to be pretty similar to this, maybe sharing some of the same issues, but also enjoying some of the same advantages that this has in terms of just the nice articulation, nice details, cool weapon options, and then these things, whatever these are. But yeah, I know some other ones I think have like different versions of this, different kind of like alien things included with them. So anyway, we'll take a look at those in due time. Please do be patient. If you do have any other questions about this, please let me know down below. If you do want to fill me in a little bit more about the story and in general just any other information about this, I'm happy to hear it. So I'm sure some of you guys do know a lot more about this than I do. So let me know about that down in the comments section below. And otherwise, just thank you guys in general for watching. Hope this was interesting. Hope it was cool to see something non-Gundam for a change. I think this is a really cool design, and it's not too far off from Gundam, to be honest, so it's not too much of a stretch. Anyway, thanks guys for watching. I'll see you next time. Bye bye.